previous session, we were discussing on the lesson work and energy. In the last session, we discussed on the concept of kinetic energy, learned to derive the formula for kinetic energy, that is kinetic energy is equal to half into mv square, where m is mass of the body and v is the velocity of the body. And we also solved the example problem based on that concept. In today's session, we shall be studying about the potential energy. One more type of energy, children. So this term kinetic energy or potential energy is not something new to you. You have already studied the definitions and examples in your lower classes itself, isn't it? So, what does potential energy means? We understood in the previous session that kinetic energy is flowing energy. Flowing energy or problem with the chalk. It is flowing energy or it is the energy due to motion of the body. Either way you can tell that is kinetic energy. But when it comes to the potential energy, children, it is the stored energy. It is the energy which is stored. Where do you store energy actually? Store energy in the sense, now you have studied that when you just open the tap, the water will flow, isn't it? Which gives rise to the kinetic energy of the water. Whereas before you turn on the tap, the water was stored. Maybe in over a tank or in the reservoirs or in the dams, the water will be stored. So that is the stored energy. That is what we mean by stored energy. And when you open the tap or you open the gates of the dam, what will happen? The water will start to flow. So potential energy is now converted into kinetic energy. Like that it works. We studied about one more example about the toy. That is where you give the key for the toy in order to move it. When you give certain rotations to the key of the toy and leave it, children, it starts moving. How much distance it moves, I already said you that also. How many rotations you give, that many rotation will take place in backwise. That is a spring action will take place, children. So until the number of rotation will happen in the reverse direction, the toy will move forward and later it comes to the state of rest. That is what will happen. Now, that is the reason we say potential energy is a stored energy. Now, when you are rotating the key and before you release the toy in order to move, children, when you give the certain rotations to the key and before you take out the hand, you are doing nothing but storing the energy in the toy. When you just release your hand, what will happen? The key will start rotating. Along with that, the toy also will start moving until certain rotations, that how many ever rotations you have given, that much rotations will take in the backward direction. Till that the body will move, the toy will move and come to rest finally. So, when you are rotating the key, you are in turn storing the potential energy in it. Hope you are understanding the concept of potential energy in each concept. One more example is the spring. You all know spring, you all have played with it as well. If not, just remove if you are using the dot pen, just remove, what you do, just remove it, you can see the spring, children. When you are applying the force on the spring from both the sides, it get compressed. Isn't it? I am applying the force from both the side on the spring, it get compressed. Before I release my hand, I am storing energy in it, that is nothing but the potential energy. When I just release it, what will happen? The spring will suddenly expand and jump away. So there again, when you compress, you are storing some energy there, you are giving it some energy in order to jump. That is nothing but a potential energy. Next, give rise to kinetic energy. So one more example, if you say bow and arrow, what you do? You stretch the bow with the help of, and you will be having the arrow. So before you release the arrow, it is the energy stored. You are giving energy for that arrow in order to move forward. What energy is that? The potential energy is stored, and as soon as you release, the arrow will move forward with certain speed. and again it is nothing but the kinetic energy of the body. Hope you understood what the potential energy concept is. With this background, now let us learn the small derivation to derive the formula for potential energy of a body, children. Before that, we all know we studied various examples. Along with that, we shall think of one more example or activity, you can say. What it is means, you take a stone or any object for that stake and lift it to certain height. We are discussing about the potential energy of a body at certain height. Height is represented by small letter h, children. Means when you are lifting any object, say a ball for that sake, you are lifting a ball from the ground to certain height h, and I will release the ball. What will happen when I release the hand? The ball will obviously fall down towards the ground. So, when you are lifting the ball up to certain height, you're doing nothing but storing some energy in the ball. You're giving energy to the ball. That energy will be spent when you release it and when it is falling towards the ground. So that is also one example for the potential energy of the body. Why did I explain this example? The reason is very simple. That will help us in deriving the formula for potential energy of a body. So if you consider any object of mass m which is raised to a height of, so say height h, mass m which is raised to a certain height h is released down. Before that, children, when you are lifting any object up to a certain height, means you are lifting the object against the gravitational force of the earth g, isn't it? When anything you are lifting up, you are lifting it against the gravitational force of the earth, that is small letter g. Hence here, the force, what force you are applying on the body which is, or the object which you are raising to certain height andre, it is given as the product of mass into acceleration due to gravity g. You know this Newton's second law of motion, F is equal to m into a. Here the acceleration a is replaced by the letter g, which is acceleration due to gravity. Because here the acceleration is nothing but you are lifting against the gravitational force of earth, hence it is m into g. Now, what is the distance or displacement under height h? To what the object is moved is height h. Now, we have learnt in the beginning session of this lesson about the concept of work, children. Work is defined as a product of force into displacement, isn't it? Work is defined as a product of force into displacement. In this case, children, that is when you are lifting object to a certain height, what is the force acting on the body? It is mass of the body into its force, that is the gravitational force. It is acted upon on the object. And the displacement is nothing but you are lifting the object to certain height, means it is h. Hence, children, here the work done is given by the product of m into g into h. Here, the work done by the object, you are doing some work on the object. What work are you doing? You are trying to lift that object against the gravitational force of the earth to a certain height. So that work done, when you do some work, you are in turn giving energy to that object or the body to which you are lifting, to a certain height. It is nothing but which energy is stored? Of course, it is the potential energy. So, children, potential energy is defined as the product of mass into gravity into height. Potential energy is m into g into h. This is the small formula for small derivation. F is equal to m into g. S is height. Use ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. Work formula for force you will consider F into S. F and S values you substitute. Work done is nothing but the potential energy stored in the body. So potential energy is product of m into g into h. That's all. This is about the formula for potential energy of a